Alright guys, so what we're going to go over this time is the for loop. So if you watched the last video, we just made a while loop where we made a counter and we counted up until we hit that counter, and that's what we use to stop the loop from running. But there's actually a syntax for this exact kind of thing because it's such a common thing that needs doing, and that is called the for loop. So I'm going to delete all this and I'm going to show you the for loop. So the for loop can be a bit intimidating when you start, but you really do get used to it. To write a for loop, you write the word for, you open your brackets, and inside these brackets you need three things. First of all, you need the counter to be initialized. So we go int counter equals 0, and that just means that the thing that we're counting with is going to start at 0. The next thing we put is the condition. So we might say counter is less than 10, which means as long as the counter is under the number 10, keep doing the loop. The last thing we need to put is counter plus plus. This is the part of the for loop which tells us what to do every single time the loop goes by. And what I want to do is increase the counter by 1. So counter plus plus. Now, if we open our brackets like this, we have access to this counter variable, and so we can use it. So I can say system.out.println counter like this. If I press play now, we get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because the counter is it's just printing out the counter in a row. So one thing I do want to show you is that, one thing that you need to pay attention to is that these are semicolons. I know that when I first started, I would always write commas instead. These are actually statements themselves. Also, the counter, there's no reason you can't do other things with it. You don't have to increment by 1. You could do counter equals counter plus 2 like this instead. And now what you're going to see happens is we get 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So you can write a different increment in this space. Also, you could make it go down. So I could go counter minus minus like this, and I could say as long as it's above -10. Now if I press play, we end up with a bunch of negative numbers getting printed out. And that's really it for the for loop. As long as you can learn to master this syntax here, anything that requires a counter, anything that requires you to iterate over a certain number of times, you can use the for loop syntax, and it really speeds up your coding. That's it for now. If you want to see any more student-made content or tutorial videos, make sure to check out the TVM YouTube channel, and I will see you next time.